episode of Psych Talk with Thea, where human behavior is discussed and explored in a real way. Thank you so much, guys, for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. But before I go any further, I just like to explain to you that my last 3 videos, you'll realize that the volume was a little bit low. And this is because I have been recording at about 1 and 2 in the morning, and while my family is asleep. So please bear with me. So the last time in my last 3 videos, we discussed dating and courting and the difference between the two. Then we went on to marital and premarital counseling, and then we move on to love and infatuation. This week, I would like to discuss with you online dating and long distance dating. The two go together because you find that persons who do online dating is because they're a distance away from each other. Now, some persons will disagree that online dating works, and we can't bash them for that. That's their experience. Everyone's experience is different. You have other persons who will say that it does work. But let's look at the stats though, because Pew University came out with a research in about February 6, 2020. And they stated that 60% of online dating works, and good relationships were established from that, and their relationships were successful. But there's a historical background to online dating though. It did not just start overnight. In the 1700s, although it wasn't called online dating, but there were personal dating ads appearing in publications, and persons would put out their name and their specification of the type of person that they'd like to meet. And then in the 1980s, they came out, these ads would come out in the newspaper just the same. For example, a young man would say, young man of 32 is looking for an attractive woman, attractive female, and he would state his name and his number, and persons who are interested would contact that person. And then they moved on to video cassette dating. Did you know that there was video cassette dating in the time when persons, they used to go to an office that does this, and persons would be sent in a room to videotape themselves, and then they would attach their resumes to it, and then someone else who is interested would come and they would, leaf through those resumes to see if anyone fits the description of who they are looking for. And of course, there was the pen pal dating, where you would correspond with someone through letters over a period of time, and great friendship have been established through those as well. Now, the purpose of this video is not to really give information about which dating site is better than which one, but to share with you that it is indeed possible to develop a meaningful relationship through social media connections. I must emphasize though that much care has to be given in searching for a partner. Much care has to be given how you put yourselves out there on social media. Much care has to be given to how you give your personal information online. All right, so first you have to know yourself, because if you don't know yourself, you cannot know who you would want as a partner. This is very important. What are the characteristics of the person that you would like to meet? And in finding out the characteristics, you have to know yourself. Am I an introvert? Am I an extrovert? Am I a patient person? These little things you have to know about yourself. What makes you annoyed? What ticks you off? What rubs you the wrong way? You know? For example, I might say, okay, I am an introvert. Um, I'm a mature person who wants a companion. I am not a social butterfly. So naturally, if I am looking for a partner through social media, I would not take someone or select someone who is a social butterfly, because it means then that if that relationship is established, what you'll find that whenever the person wants to go out, I want to stay home. And there are a lot of little things that you have to, to make sure that these things are okay, that you know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you cannot know who you want. Okay? So some advantages of online dating are that you get a chance to check out the person's background. Just like in normal dating, you're not going to just meet someone and just go out with them, telling them your personal information, right? It's not safe to do so, and I'm not saying that there are persons who don't do that. Yes, there are persons who do that, but it's very risky. So much care has to be taken, right? So you check out the person's background before you interact with them, and on a physical level, right? Or before physically meeting with them. You get a chance to know about the person. Question them. Not interrogating them like a cop, like a police, but having a cordial conversations where you listen keenly to what the person has to say. Sometimes it's not even what they say, but what they don't say. Yes? Go on to other social media sites to see if, take for instance, Facebook. Go onto their page, look at their photographs. Do they have any photographs? Do you see them with any relatives? Do you see them with a pet? Do you see them, or is it just them alone all the time? These little things are clues to how you look at the person. These things are clues to how you try to select a friend online. Are they family oriented? Do you see them with their daughters or their sons or their children? If they have children, do you see them with other relatives at functions and stuff like that? Yes, persons are private sometimes, and they are not going to show these things, but there are clues before you actually meet the person physically. You get to also know them. What is their mental state? These are little things. You can pick it up. You can pick it up. There are red flags that you can pick up. If you are patient, you have to be patient. Be patient in having a conversation. Don't rush things. Don't rush into things. Okay? It's just for your own safety. If there's something that does not sit well with you, you have the option of not continuing the friendship. Yes? As opposed to you meeting someone which is not online, the regular way of meeting someone, and you getting into a vehicle with them. You hardly know the person. They are driving into a location. You don't know exactly. Yes, they tell you that they are going to a destination. It might not be that destination. It can be more risky. Some persons might not agree with me, right? So this is where the courting would begin, as explained in my previous video now. So if both persons are interested in each other, the parties can develop a daily routine of interaction where when they are comfortable with each other, then they can graduate from social media, and then they can go on to one of those messaging sites where, you know, they can speak with each other on the phone. This is if they are comfortable with each other in the first stage. Yes, they can use Duo, they can use WhatsApp, and then they probably move now to calling each other personally. So after interacting for a while on Duo or WhatsApp, they can graduate to a personal direct phone call. Yes. So although we value our privacy for our safety, meeting someone online should not be a secret. Yes, privacy and secret, they are two different things. Yes, keep your life private, but for a first meeting, it is advisable that it is not a secret. At least tell one other person who you can trust, especially if you decide to physically meet that person. For safety purposes, tell even one other person. When you're going out with that person, and when you're leaving to go out with that person, and probably the time, you know, safety is sense. So this might seem a little juvenile, but in every step of the way, wisdom and caution has to be exercised, right? So when you two actually start talking, allowing each other to speak, and focus less on asking questions. Yes, what do you like in a woman, and what do you like in a man, and all these questions, these are not necessary at this time. Allow each other to speak. Allow each other to speak and listen keenly to what the other person has to say. This is very important. This is how you get your information. Yes, asking questions, persons can tell you anything they want, but just allow each other to speak. This is one of the ways you are going to know who you really are talking to. Okay, so sometimes the truth lies more in what was not said than what is actually said. So this is my little talk on long distance and online relationship, and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my video. Thank you so much again for listening. Bye bye.